Welcome to Created Healthy. I'm Dawn Combs. It's a common idea that God gave us everything we need in nature, but do we believe it enough to walk that out in truth? Often the very same people who say this go looking for answers on how to use food and medicine from man-made sources. Everything man creates comes with a user's manual. Why would God be any different? I challenge you to join me in seeking revelation about our body, mind, soul, and spirit health by digging into His written word and in practicing pure science in the visible world of His creation. I was wondering this morning, do kids still get incompletes on their assignments in school anymore? When we were kids, you could turn in part of the assignment and not exactly finish everything that was required of you and get, instead of a grade, it would come back to you and say incomplete. And then the idea would be that you would fix it later. You would have to go back and finish your job. And I think the overarching message there was that you weren't allowed to turn in the assignment and get credit for doing it unless you fully followed the directions, unless you fully followed through to the end. Today we're in Joshua 13 through 16, and this has been building up, but we're kind of seeing where the Israelites have come into the promised land and they are starting to want to get their land and settle in and start to eat and grow things, but they're not really carrying out fully the instructions. God asked them to go into Canaan, wipe out everybody that is there till everything that breathes, he said. Everybody's got to go. And throughout these chapters, we're seeing where people are not dispossessed. There are many Canaanites, people that God wanted wiped out. They're still living in these lands. They're not getting fully taken care of. And that's probably due to a lot of reasons. I think if you're told to go into an area and push everybody out by fighting them, there's a point at which you're going to get fatigue of fighting. You just don't want to fight anymore. You don't want to kill anymore. I think it would be perfectly reasonable that the Israelites are likely feeling like, man, can't we just bring some of these? We need people to work the farms that we've got. We don't have enough people, which was something that God worried about and planned for. He wanted them to take the land slowly, take it completely as they went, and then increase their numbers to be able to fill the land and to be able to take care of the farms and make sure that they had enough people to do the work. And so as the Israelites are going through, I can kind of see them sort of like my kids with their room. I'm just so tired. I've done so much work already. It looks so much better. There's really only a little bit more over there in the corner that I could just do later. Or maybe even I'll use that stuff that you want me to throw away. It might be useful. You see a lot here where the Canaanites were pressed into forced labor. In some places, covenants were made. We're starting to see intermarriage. I think they just got tired and didn't want to keep going. And unfortunately, when we only do half the assignment, we only receive half the blessing, half the healing, half of the benefit. And I can see a lot of this. I see this with people who come to me all the time and want to be well, but they only want to do part. Maybe they want to take on drinking more water every day. That's something that they can see. And maybe they'll start charting as a woman. Maybe they'll start charting their cycles. They'll take that on too. But cutting out dyes or hydrogenated oils and that's just too much. And look at all the things that I did over here. I did all these things. I just didn't completely follow through on your instructions. And that's not really going to matter. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a small thing. The problem is that if we don't complete the assignment, if we don't go all the way out, when I had to change my body to get it rebalanced, you just can't do it halfway. You can't do half the assignment. You have to change everything. You have to go all the way to get the full blessing, to be able to have your body work correctly, to be able to heal from all of the compromises that you made before. You have to stop making the compromises. You have to do the hard things, and sometimes that means you're just too tired. You've already changed everything else, and you just want to sit and be in peace for a little bit without causing more turmoil in your life. But the truth is that just like the Israelites, there are consequences for unfinished assignments. We have to finish the job if we want the benefit. So if we put down on a list everything that we need to accomplish to attain the goal, we can't stop short. We have to do all the way, or we just aren't going to benefit from the whole blessing, the whole healing. We're only going to get part, and there will be unfinished business that will be waiting and causing problems for us because we didn't address it. I pray that God is blessing you today and that He brings you back again on another day. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share with a friend. And I'm always interested in hearing what God is laying on your heart. So drop me a rating or review, or join the conversation on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube at Dawn Combs Really.